When you think of prolific companies, you know what I'm talking about. They're high growth, wildly successful, incredible brand, and almost has a cult-like following. Companies like Apple, Tesla, Salesforce, and if you're a marketer, even Marketo. For these companies, the one thing they had in common was that they all built a manifesto. These companies didn't just go out into the market and say, hey, here's our product. They went out in the market and created a cult-like movement around whatever it is they were selling. They created a cult-like movement around a common belief that these cult-like followers actually shared. They actually believed in this bigger thing, this bigger change in the world. And then in the end, they said, oh, and by the way, we have products that help you accomplish this thing. If you have this belief and you agree with us, by the way, we also have these products that help you get there. That's what these companies did. And the one thing they had in common is they went out in the market and they actually published a manifesto. Whether you call it a book, whether you call it a commercial, Apple did that Think Different campaign, whatever it may be. Salesforce had this no-code movement and then also wrote a book. Marketo, they wrote the book on how marketing should have a seat at the revenue table. They all had this belief and this manifesto and they published it. And that's what allowed them to kind of rise above the competition, create a brand, create a cult-like following, and really grow fast. So in this episode, I'm going to be digging into why you also need a manifesto, how to actually create one, and how it'll actually help you build a differentiated go-to-market machine. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS founders like you navigate and accelerate the path to the next stage of growth with an unstoppable strategy. If you are new to this channel, welcome. It's really awesome to see you here. I drop an episode like this every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday to help you grow your SaaS business. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon right below so you get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. And if you are already part of our community, if you're part of my SaaS go-to-market coaching program where I help you accelerate your path to the next stage of growth, welcome back. It's really great to see you here. All right, so in this video, in this episode, I'm gonna dig into what is a manifesto. I believe every startup founder has a manifesto in him or her. Because here's the thing, no one just wakes up one morning and just randomly starts a company. That's not how it works. You've gone through a deep set of experiences, you've thought deeply about the space you're in, you have a bunch of domain knowledge, and then you decided, you know what, I had this aha moment and this product needs to exist, and you bring this product into the market. What that means is that you have a unique point of view. And whether you think about it this way or not, you're gonna be spending the next few years convincing and highlighting and getting other people to see that point of view so that they buy your software. That is the biggest part of this. The greatest threat to a startup and to your software and your SaaS business that you're building is obscurity. Obscurity means you may have an amazing product, but you don't actually figure out a way to convince people to use your product. They never even get into your product. Obscurity is what kills SaaS businesses. So I believe every startup founder needs to actually embrace the fact that they have this unique point of view about the market, this big change that's happening in the world. And because of that, they built this product. And they need to communicate that, and they need to actually mobilize that through the form of a manifesto. Some of the greatest founders in the world have used this strategy over and over. They didn't just try to do sales and marketing. They didn't just try to sell a product. They built a movement, a cult-like following around their brand and their company. And when those people followed them, that actually got them to actually not only follow the leader, not only follow the brand, not only follow the company, they also were loyal to buying their products over and over and over because they all believed in the same thing. And that's what really got them to rise up. I've used this strategy myself with ToutApp. We actually had a mini brand as we got to 7 million ARR, all because we had a manifesto. I've seen this strategy being used at Marketo, at HubSpot, at Salesforce. That's how I learned it. I learned it from those amazing people that started and built those companies. And they were the ones that pioneered this, but it's existed through the beginning of time. Even Apple used it back in the day, and other companies before them used that. And so having used these strategies, having seen how these strategies got used both at ToutApp and at Marketo, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 principles you need to follow to actually build out your manifesto and actually start to think about how to write your manifesto, craft your manifesto, and use it in your go-to-market strategy. So if you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button, and let's go into principle number 0. So principle number 0 is, let's just put a definition of what a manifesto is. A great manifesto explains why you do what you do and why your ICP should care and take action. So what you're really trying to communicate in this manifesto, it can't be a rant, it has to be very specifically structured. What you really want to get to is why you do what you do. This is that unique aha moment that you had, that's why you started the company, right? And also why your ICP should care and take action. So there's a lot that goes into this. So let's dig into what the 3 core principles are. That was principle number 0 in the definition of a manifesto. The first thing you really have to define in your manifesto is the who. You need to identify who specifically this movement is for. There's never a manifesto that says all humans should go do this. Those manifestos never rise up. Manifestos have a way of helping people self-identify. So as soon as you read the name of the manifesto, like for example, I remember I read the Hackers Manifesto back in the day when hacking culture was starting to become a big thing, and I was a teenager and I wanted to be a hacker. It was weird. Manifestos have a certain name that get people to self-identify, right? So suppose you sell to salespeople, right? One example of how you actually self-identify and call your manifesto would be the 21st century guide to being a salesperson, right? That's a self-identifying thing. That's starting to say, look, you're a salesperson, but you want to actually embrace the 21st century, so here's how you embrace it and here's how you go after it. You starting to get this? So the first principle is how do you actually give your manifesto a name that helps people self-identify so that when they're scrolling, they can see your manifesto and be like, oh my God, that's me. I want to learn more about that and that new way of doing things, right? The second piece about your manifesto is the what. The what is, what exactly is the aha moment? What is the unique insight? What is the big change that you're bringing to the world? That is the big part of your manifesto. And once people self-identify, they'll want to open up your manifesto and you'll have to tell them like, hey, listen, I was in your shoes and I've done this and I've lived this life and I had similar experiences and I've been in your role. And based on all of that, here's what I realized. I had this aha moment. I realized that most people do things this way, but really these people that we're self-identifying as, this manifesto actually says, here's the new way to do this. And if you can follow that opportunity, then you're going to win, just like I did. That is the what in the manifesto. That is the new opportunity. That is the potential. That is this aha moment that you had on why you started your company. And if you can explain that, then people will start to follow you. They'll find themselves nodding their head as they're reading, and they'll say, oh yeah, there is something to this, and there is an opportunity here. And there's a different way of actually going after it. And that's the power of a manifesto. It explains them and gets them to believe that. And the third is the how. The third is the how, meaning in that manifesto, you'll start to outline like, look, if you believe what I believe, if you are who I think you are, then, and you actually want to take advantage of this new opportunity, here's the 3 or 5 things that you need to do, right? Here's how you actually go after what you need to go after. And once you do that, then people will be like, oh my God, I want to do these things. And by the way, you'll say in your manifesto, we actually built out software that helps you do this. And based on that, people will say, oh, I want to actually dig more into this. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about how this who, what, and how comes together. Before I do that, let me just pause here for a second. If you're starting to see the pattern here and how you've probably read manifestos, if you've seen some of the best brands, you've started to see how brands and people and founders use manifestos to really get your trust, get you to follow into this movement. Can I just get a yes in the comments below? Also smash that like button while you're at it for the YouTube algorithm. If you're starting to see how a manifesto can actually differentiate you from your competition, if it can actually help you rise above, it can help you build a more differentiated go-to-market machine, then definitely smash that like button so I can hear from you, and feel free to comment below about what your thoughts are on this. Now, let's go back to how these 3 things come together. When you build out that perfect manifesto, number 1, the who, people will self-identify because they'll read the name, they'll see the map, and they'll be like, that's me, I want to learn more about that. The what is, you're going to highlight what your aha moment is, why you built that company, why you built this product, and what opportunity you saw. And you want to educate them about that. And the third is you're going to explain how they can capitalize on this secret, this unique insight, this new opportunity, how they can actually go about it. And the last piece of that is you're going to highlight how they can do all of this using your software. That's essentially the easy button. When you do these things in a manifesto, then people will be able to see your manifesto and they'll be able to read it and they'll be able to take action on it. And all of a sudden, you're going to start to get a lot more people that are interested in what you're doing. Not because of just some product you built, but because of the movement you're building. This new way for them to do their jobs or capitalize on this new opportunity. And when they do that, They will first trust you, then they will follow you, and then they will want your software because they'll want the easy button of actually accomplishing what this manifesto promises them. And that's when it all comes together. So that's the power of a great manifesto. To review, a great manifesto explains why you do what you do and why your ICP should care and take action now. A great manifesto does that. And here's how a manifesto really falls into the overall go-to-market machine you're building for your SaaS business. I believe every go-to-market machine has three crucial things. The first is your ideal customer profile. The second is your manifesto. And the third is a Broadway show that you run every week to mobilize your manifesto and get it in front of as many ideal customers as possible so that they look at what your movement is about and then take action. This is something that I teach in much more detail inside of my SaaS go-to-market program. My SaaS go-to-market program is a coaching program where I work with you to actually build out a scalable go-to-market machine to help you accelerate your path to the next stage of growth. If that's you, if you're in that stage for your SaaS business where you really want a predictable go-to-market machine, you want to accelerate your growth, you want to actually get to the next stage of growth, you want to get leads flowing, you want to close more deals, then I invite you to go check out more about my SaaS go-to-market program. All you need to do is go to tkkader.com/GTM, or you can follow the link below as well. When you go in there, you'll learn all the details about how the program works, and you'll also find a link to apply to join. Now this program, the better the fit, the better the results. So one thing that I do is I get on a strategy call with you after you've applied, and we try to figure out if we can actually help you given where you are in your SaaS business. If this type of sales and marketing will be effective for your business. And so once we figure that out, then I can tell you more details about the go-to-market program, I can answer your questions, and we can onboard you. So if you want to build a go-to-market machine, a scalable one, and really accelerate the path of growing your business, if you want to put in this manifesto strategy into play, if you want my help in growing your SaaS business, then go to tkkader.com/GTM or follow the link below and go ahead and fill out the application to actually get on a call with me, and then you can take it from there. If you got value from this video, be sure to smash that like button. Also, if you have a friend, a co-founder that would get value from this video, please share it with them. It'll mean the world to us. And lastly, remember, I drop an episode every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday to actually give you strategies like this on how to grow your SaaS business more effectively. So be sure to subscribe button and that bell icon if you haven't already. Lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business, but when you are with us, yours is gonna be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you in the next episode.